What's up, everybody? I'm Matt Farrow. Welcome to the Smoking Tire. Today we're out at Adams Motorsports Park once again in Riverside, California, and we are driving the 2010 Mazdaspeed3, which is a Mazda 3 5-door hatchback with a 2.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, makes 263 horsepower and 280 pounds of torque. It's a big number for a front-wheel drive car. And as you can imagine, it probably leads to something called torque steer. If you're not familiar with torque steer, basically what that is in a front-wheel drive car that makes big power, if you crank the wheel over in a corner and mash the gas, it feels like the car is trying to rip the steering wheel out of your hands. In fact, there's so much of it that Mazda engineers have actually limited the amount of torque available in the first 3 gears. So you can't actually get maximum performance from this engine until you hit 4th gear. Mazdas have always been known as great handling cars, and for the money, there is not a whole lot of cars out there that are going to handle better. The Speed 3 is no exception. It's got a firm suspension, relatively compliant on the street, but on the track, when you're under braking at least, the turn-in is quite sharp, and it feels like right about where you'd want to be for a high-performance car. Our Speed 3 comes with a 6-speed manual transmission, the only transmission available in the car. And while the shifter throws are precise, direct, and nicely notchy, the clutch action is not something I'm used to. For a sporting car, I'm surprised that the clutch take-up, the point where the clutch actually engages, is so close to the floor. You only have to lift up your foot about an inch off the floor for the clutch to engage. And in first gear, that sort of makes a little clunk noise that can be disconcerting. The car's base price is $23 grand, then our as-tested price is $25, the only option being the technology package, which gives you the keyless start, gives you the navigation, and the upgraded Bose stereo, satellite radio, and stuff like that. I do have a gripe with the navigation, and it works okay, but the screen is all the way up here, and it's like this big. Like my cell phone has a bigger screen than that. Guys, my Garmin works better, and it cost me 200 bucks. So that's that. Mazda has put a ton of buttons in this car. There are 18 buttons on the steering wheel alone. 18 buttons. I get it if there's cruise control, volume control, you want to answer a call with the Bluetooth, that's fine, but 18 buttons on a steering wheel is too distracting in a car with this kind of sporting pretension. Now, you may be wondering why I'm just doing circles around a small racetrack here. It's because we're not just going to run around this track. Today we're going to show you guys what time attack is like from an entry-level standpoint. Here at Adams, you can run time attack for 25 bucks. It is one of the cheapest, safest, and easiest ways to find out what your car can do. And I'm going to show you guys how to get into that on the second half of this episode. Before we register for this time attack, I think we should step out of the car and see what's up with the styling, because everyone seems to have an opinion about it. The style of the Speed 3 is certainly polarizing, especially at the front, where you've got this weirdo, smiley, snouty, Toucan Sam meets the Joker kind of thing going on, but I must admit, from this angle, it's starting to grow on me. The inside is a bit weird, though, because you've got this black leather with this weirdo, psychedelic red pattern in there. The good news is, when you're sitting on the seats, you don't worry about it anymore. Our car has the upgraded Bose stereo system, which comes with a unique feature, actually, the donut-mounted subwoofer. I guess they ran out of room? I don't know, but we got to get this thing teched for time attack, so I'm going to go do that, and you guys get to watch a commercial.
Max Film, multi-purpose synthetic lubricant from Royal Purple. The easy spray answer to penetrate, lubricate, and leave a long-lasting film that protects. Forget old school aerosols and break free with Max Film, multi-purpose synthetic lubricant from Royal Purple.
So what are some things that someone might want to think about when setting up their car for this kind of stuff?
First off, as a driver, I would really focus on just being consistent, no matter what kind of setup your vehicle has. You know, just learn the car, feel the car out, and, you know, push the car to its limits with whatever setup you have, and, you know, just focus on gaining the skills there. I mean, setup comes along with, you know, suspension setup, everything from adjusting your alignment.
Little toe in?
Yeah, you can do toes in, toe out. You know, every driver drives a little bit different. Definitely tires. You know, the higher the rating of the tires always help with, you know, traction. Traction's key, especially with time attack. Yeah. You know, you want the fastest lap time.
Because spinning and scrubbing, that's the rule here.
Right.
So how do you think I'm going to do in this thing tonight?
Horrible, I think. No. I've seen taking some test laps earlier, and the car seems pretty solid for the most part. You know,
as long as we keep it out of the tires.
Yeah, just keep it out of the tires, and you know, have fun with it. That's the goal: is have fun and be safe.
If these kids want to learn more about where to do time attack, where are we going?
You can go on to AdamsMotorsportsPark.com. You can catch us on MySpace at Adams Motorsports Park. Located right here in downtown Riverside.
Before, I was just driving around talking about my experiences from the street. Now I'm going to drive this thing hard and see what happens. This is a fun track to run this. It's just long enough that it's more than autocross and just short enough that it's not quite road racing. And all this second gear allows me to concentrate on my line more so than shifting. And I'm going to say my line is decent. Coming around for my first timed lap. I'm going to go flat out. Here's the green flag. Time is on. Wow, I was just real hard on the brakes right there. I guess I know I'm being timed. Whoa, a little power understeer drift there. Heavy braking. Went around. Got to balance it. I'm getting some feedback from the steering wheel. It's really cool that you can come out here and do this in a bone stock car without feeling too left out, because everyone else has got a reasonably bone stock car too. The chicane is tough, heavy braking. It's a really, really sharp turn there, back on the gas. I got the wheel cranked over. You never want to crank the wheel more than 180 degrees in this car, because if you are, you're just understeering. For my one full lap, timed. It's that fast, huh? And now I'm just gonna cool off. Well guys, it's been a really good day here at the track. We learned a lot about the Mazdaspeed3. We learned a lot about how to get into time attack, and I even ran a decent number, 50.8 seconds, which is only about a second and a half off one of the fastest guys here. So considering this is a street car set up for totally street use, I'm pretty proud of myself. I will see you guys next time on the Smoking Tire, and make sure to check out AdamsMotorsportsPark.com, or if you're into more intense time attack, Redline Time Attack is the place to look. See you guys next week.